Hey there everyone, hope you're well. So this is the first installment in my episode of videos, Lockdown Chatter. So we've got Emma from Mandela Yoga in Preston, who is going to be our first guest. So first of all, hello Emma, thanks for coming on.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
No problem, you're welcome. And the main reason behind this is to provide people with some practical advice from the guest of the day, but also to give a bit more exposure about the business so that people can find out what's going on in Preston. So Emma, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Emma and I'm a yoga teacher and sound therapist and meditation teacher. So I run the Mandela Yoga and Wellbeing Studio, which is a not-for-profit organisation. So when you pay for the class, all you're paying for is the teacher's time. We don't make a profit from running it, cleaning the toilets, any of that kind of stuff. And we have 10 teachers teaching 16 classes a week. We work really closely with the NHS. We're very much about tradition, about authenticity, yoga for everybody. So right from relaxation sessions where you basically come, lay on the floor with a blanket and a pillow and an eye pillow and listen to relaxing sound therapy music. Yin, which is really slow and soft, about 6 postures in an hour, right through to Ashtanga Vinyasa, which is my teaching. Which is really sweaty, really full on, quite acrobatic, very strong practice. So everything for everybody all the way through.
Okay, well, so it sounds like you've got a lot of different things covered for a lot of different people, which is excellent. Obviously, my business in a similar way to yours is around people and meeting and that kind of thing. So, what have you done to sort of change and adapt your offering in the best way that you can for the times that we find ourselves in a minute?
Yeah, so we've gone online. So currently we have a schedule of 3 classes a week. So on a Tuesday we have a really gorgeous soft meditation and a balancing practice. So not balancing as in trying not to fall over, emotionally, mentally balancing.
Okay.
So feeling really safe and grounded and joyous, and a meditation. And then we have 2 Ashtanga classes as well.
So just say again when that first class is, because that sounds like something that people might be able to benefit from now.
So that's Tuesdays at 6:30 till 7:15 p.m.
Okay. So yeah, you obviously try to make the best of it, but obviously it's not ideal. But I think from what you told me before, the reaction has been good from your students and clients.
Yeah, people have been saying that it's really made their week. That class, that they felt so much better after coming to the class. And as humans, as any sort of survival species, which is all living things, we need to feel as though we've got some control and some predictability. And at the moment, that's mostly been, we feel as though the rug has been pulled from under our feet. So being able to attend an online class with a teacher, who is going to be there every week, and the structure every week, you're coming back at the same time, that's really important to us to start to feel safe and grounded, and that we have got a little bit of predictability and control.
Yeah, I think that's important.
They can see each other if they want, or they can turn their videos off. So it's a nice way to connect as well when we're physically distant.
Yeah, I think that's important as well, kind of as you said, to sort of have some sort of routine and use it as a reset point, because I know a lot of people that I've spoken to really for the first sort of week or so really struggled with that. How long have you practiced yoga for?
It's been a lifelong thing. So whenever I try to tell my mum that, oh no, I broke away from yoga here, she's like, nah, you were always playing around on the floor. Always, when I wasn't practicing asana, the physical elements, I was studying the Yoga Sutras, the philosophy. So really from about the age of 13, 14, getting into the physical aspects.
Okay.
And the philosophy. And then really, I'm 41 now, so in my 30s, really getting really interested and really serious into a daily practice.
Okay. And how long have you had the studio in Preston? Are you from Preston originally, or?
I'm from Leeds, but I've been in Preston, oh God, for about Yeah, the age of about 20, 21.
Okay. Okay.
And the studio's been there 7 years.
Wow.
There's a tradition in yoga called Parampala, where a teacher hands over a studio, a shala, to their student, and that's what happened to me. So I've been running it now for nearly 18 months.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And kind of back to one of the points that you mentioned before. In these uncertain times, what kind of practices could people, sort of simple things that people could put into practice at home if they do feel a little bit overwhelmed or anxious, or what kind of tips could you give us for ways to reset at home?
Where the great thing about our body-mind continuum, so the fact that we can't separate our physical and mental health, is that we can hack into our nervous systems. So if we're feeling overwhelmed, if we're feeling panicky, anxious, if we can come back to our breath, so if we can pop both feet on the floor,
Okay.
and really notice the texture of the floor underneath, especially bare feet. Put your hands on your clothing or a chair and really feel the texture. And then start to take deeper, longer breaths if that's something that's comfortable for you. And try to have a slightly longer breathe out than breathe in.
Okay.
And if you can do that for a couple of minutes, that really starts to reset you from fight, flight to rest, digest. Also, if we have a look at our posture, quite often what happens is, again, sorry, my earphones come out. When we're feeling stressed, we tend to hunch our shoulders,
Okay.
especially if we're working from home.
Yeah.
So if we can take our shoulders down and back and feel as though our heart is lifted and our chin is lifted away from our screen and our eyes are forward, and sit
Okay.
as tall as we can and take those breaths. If we can do that 3 times a day for a couple of minutes, again, that just tells the body and the brain that things are okay. Really noticing the things that are outside of us as well, especially when we're in this period where we can have a lot of health anxiety, completely understandably.
Yeah.
Coming out of our bodies and looking at the light and doing that on a routine basis. So something that I do now every morning is I walk upstairs barefoot, fling open the window, make a cup of water and honey, and just listen to the birds, watch the sky, feel the breeze, and really engage with that. So no digital devices until you've done any of that and really connected. And see if you can notice things that are changing. So can you notice the buds? Are the clouds changing? Watching the moon, the phases of the moon changing. And if you can then reflect on that, everything changes, that nothing's permanent, then that can be.
Wow. Yeah, well, they sound like very easy things to do from home. Certainly, the thing about the first tip that you used, that's something I've used sort of quite a bit. That someone told me about a number of years ago. That sense of kind of making sure you're feeling grounded and getting that the feeling under your feet, really, so you're feeling kind of your body set quite strongly and you kind of come back into yourself. So yeah, that's definitely something that I've used that works pretty well. How can Emma? How can people sort of reach out to you and get in contact with you if they want to take part in your classes?
So we have our Facebook page, which is Mandala Preston. We have our website as well. So if you Google Mandala Yoga Preston, and there's links on there on how to join the classes. Anybody who's facing financial hardship, please just join for free. Other than that, we've got a crowdfunder, so I'm not taking payment for the classes. I'm taking donations to support anybody who's facing bereavement at this time, because my father, I lost my father 3 weeks ago. You can't have a full funeral. There's a maximum of about 10 people. You can't meet people in person, of course. So it's going to be difficult for a lot of people. Anybody visiting somebody in hospital at the moment, they can't visit people. So after all this is over, I'm going to be offering a free yoga course for anybody who feels as though they've faced bereavement or financial hardship, which has caused anxiety during this. And the crowdfunder is to fund that, and the link to that is on our Facebook as well.
Wow, that's really awesome. Sorry to hear about your dad. So what I'll do for you is I'll anybody that's interested to contact Emma, I'll put all of those 3 links in the comments below the video here. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you for being the first guest on a lockdown chatter. And yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks ever so much.
Thanks, awesome, Michael. Lovely to meet you.
You too.
Bye.
Take care, Emma. Bye bye.